Namaste, my dear students. How have you been? Are you okay? Good. I'm also very happy to welcome you all in our English class today. So, in our previous class, what did we do? Yes, we discussed the speaking and the listening part. And what do you think are we going to deal in our class today? Very good. In our class today, we are going to deal with the interesting, the grammatical portion of this unit. And that is what we are going to talk today about the use of past tense. Where do we use past tense in different context, in different situation? So we are going to deal with this topic in our class. So are you ready with your necessary materials? Your textbook, notebook, pen, a pencil. Excellent. You are always ready to start, your lesson. So here we go to the beginning of this lesson. But before we begin our lesson today, I'm going to play you a short, an interesting story for you. Are you excited to watch this story? Okay, so here we go to watch this story first, a short story, then we will discuss the further exercise. Here we go.
The Old Man and the Young Boy. Once upon a time, there was a very old man who lived in the mountains above a small village. One day, the old man decided to walk down into the village. It was a very hot day, and the man was very hungry. He needed to sit down. There was a young boy next to the road. He watched the old man for a moment. The boy offered the old man his bread and soup. The old man and the young boy talked for a long time. Then the boy helped the old man to walk back to his house in the mountains. The old man smiled and thanked him. When the young boy arrived home, he looked in his pocket and discovered a beautiful little bag. He opened the bag. It contained a lot of gold coins. The boy was very surprised. The end.
Wonderful, my dear students. So did you like this story? Right? It was really exciting story. You've learned, the morals, some idea from the story as well. But I would like to ask, please, did you notice the highlighted words there? So what words were used in the highlighted part in the story? Very good. So the words which were highlighted in the story was, yes, very good. Those were the past words, yesterday words, the past tense. You could notice, you could see the highlighted words were the, let's say, the past words, yesterday words there, right? And this is what we are going to deal with in our class. Where are the use of, let's say, the past tense, So let's have a look at some, let's say, the sentences first. Let's study these sentences and then discuss, how these words, how these, let's say, the past words or the yesterday words are used there. Please read these sentences now. I went to school yesterday. Look at here. I went to school yesterday. What do you say today? I go to school today, right? But look at here, yesterday. I went to school yesterday, Look at the another verb, She gave me a book. You see, she gave me a book. The word highlighted, gave, is the past form of what? The past verb of, let's say, the give. Give is present. Okay, so she gave me a book. And another one, she was watching TV at this time yesterday. Did you see? Look at these first two sentences and the another one. What is the difference? Here, I went, she gave, but here, she was watching television, TV, at this time yesterday. Right? You can see here was and let's say watching, ing. Okay? Was watching television at this time yesterday. Okay? Please see the difference. Okay? What is the difference between this first, second, and this one? Let's see another one. She was dancing when I saw her. Okay? She was dancing when I saw her. What was happening? She was dancing when I saw her. You can see the another one, something happening, the progressive, okay, going on. When? In the past. She was dancing when I saw her. Another one, let's see, the patient had died before the doctor came. Let's see, my dear students, the situation. What had happened already in the past? The patient had died before the doctor came, okay? Before, if something happened, before something, there is, let's say, the past perfect C. So the patient had died before the doctor came. And another one is the thief had run away before the police came. Yes, my dear students, you understand? Police आउनु भन्दा पहिल्यै चोर भागिसकेको थियो. Something had happened already, before happening, before something happened. So here, the thief had run away before the police came. So what do you see there? In this, let's say, all right, the first two sentences, again the second two and third two. This first two, as you see, the simple past tense, and this another two, past continuous, and the last two is past perfect. How these sentences are used. And this is what we are going to deal in our class today. So let's have a look at this picture. So can you make sentences out of this verb, please? Like there is danced, okay? These are all the past form of the verbs. So now tell me, please, dance. How can you make a good sentence using dance? Okay, have you tried? Right. So you can say, she danced beautifully, all right, yesterday. She danced beautifully yesterday in a program, right, all right, or let's say in our school program. She danced beautifully. Another one, okay, what did the boy do? Let's see. Oh, nice. He jumped, okay, he jumped onto the wall, maybe, all right. He jumped high, you can say. He jumped high, okay, in the athlete, maybe. He jumped, okay, very high. That is the second one. Another one, you can see here, ran, okay. So what can you say? What is your sentence? He ran very fast, okay. He ran very fast. You can say there, look at this boy, ran very fast. And you can say here for this first one, if you want using past continuous, then you can say, she was dancing beautifully, okay? What is this? Was it jumping? All right, so he was jumping and he was running, right? So you can use, let's say, the past simple and past progressive or the past continuous for the same verbs, okay? You also can use, let's say, the past participle, right? Had danced, had jumped, and had run, all right? So this is the way that you can make sentence using these verbs. If so, now let's have a look at very interesting, let's say, the way to make a sentence using the past form of the verbs. Please have a look. Right. Have you watched the way that how, or let's say, the sentence is made using the past verbs? Okay. He wrote a poem. Right. So you can also write, she wrote a poem. Right. And you can say they sold a car is also good. They sold a car, or she bought a car. All right. Or she bought a book. All right. They sold books. You can make many sentences using this form of the verbs. So here we go now to the exercise B. And what you are going to do in this exercise, please, you are going to underline the verbs in the following sentences. But please be sure, you have to underline the verb using, let's say, the verb to, or let's say the was where ing or had verb 3. So where are the, let's say, the use of the verb in these sentences? Please take a time. You have to underline the verbs used in these sentences. Let me tell you the first sentence. My father was cooking rice. Can you please underline the verb in this sentence? My father was cooking rice. Very good. You might have, okay, underlined there. My father was cooking rice. So, what is the verb? Yes, was cooking. My father was cooking rice. Right? My father was cooking rice when I reached home. Okay, you can say it like that. And let's see here, second one. They built this hospital 2 years ago. What is the verb here? They built this hospital 2 years ago. What is your answer there? Where did you underline the verb? Perfect. They built. Okay? They built this hospital 2 years ago. They built this hospital 2 years ago. And another one. My mother was preparing breakfast when I called her. What was my mother doing? My mother was preparing breakfast. She was preparing breakfast when I called her. And what is the verb? Perfect. My mother was preparing. Okay, that was the verb. My mother was preparing. Another one. Let's see. The bus had already left the station. What is the verb there? The bus had already left the station. Have you checked? Right. Had already left. Okay. The bus had already left the station. That is the, let's say, the verb used in this sentence. Had already left. And E. We went to the cinema last night. Where do you see? What is the verb there? Right. You can see went. We went to the cinema last night. That is the use of verb in that sentence. And the next one, my mother had written many books. Okay? My mother had written many books. So, what is the verb? Had written. Okay? My mother had written many books. And the last one is Columbus discovered America on August 3, 1492. So, what is the verb there? Right. That is discovered. Columbus discovered America on August 3, 1492. So, my dear students, now you have to tell me, right, the use of. These are all the past tense. But you have to know, you have to identify, let's say, here the simple past tense, the past progressive, and the past perfect. Okay, these three tense. Look at here, the sentence with ing was cooking. My father was cooking rice. Okay, which tense is this? Can you guess? My father was cooking and my mother was preparing. Let's see. Okay, so these are these two sentences. These are past progressive. And you can see here they built. Okay, and here you can see we went. Okay, and Columbus discovered. These are past simple tense, simple past tense. And let's see The boss had already left. My mother had written many books. These two are past participle or past perfect tense. Now, here we see a chart, and on the basis of this chart, you have to be able to use the correct, let's say, the tense, either simple past, okay, past continuous, past perfect, or past perfect continuous as well. So let's have a look at this chart, and now you can find yourself, right, where or which tense do we use there. The first one you can see here, past simple tense. Look at the example. I ate an apple. Okay, past simple. I ate an apple. And here, past continuous tense, you can see I was eating an apple. You see, I was eating an apple. This is past continuous. And past perfect, you can see I had eaten an apple. Let's see. I had eaten an apple is past perfect tense. And past perfect continuous is I had been eating an apple. So you can see here this chart, okay? And in this chart, you can see how these different tenses, okay? Simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous tense, okay, is formed. Let's see here. I, okay, ate an apple. I was eating an apple. I had eaten an apple. And I had been eating an apple. And this is how, let's say, the simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous tense is formed. Can you now make your own sentence using some of the verb? Let me give you one example, all right? I'll give you, let's say, one verb first of all. So let me just write you one example over here. See? Let me write down. All right. So let's see. I'm going to write you what is the past form of, let's say, write. Okay. So this is the present form, and you write here the past form, wrote. So now, please tell me, okay, the first one using the first, let's say, simple past tense, you can say wrote. So what can you say? I wrote, you can say, I wrote a letter. Let's see. You write down, past simple, I wrote a letter. You can say, he wrote a letter, or she wrote a letter. You can say, I wrote a letter. So this is the simple past one. For the same, you can write another one is, I was. You can say, I was writing. I was writing a letter. I was writing a letter. Let's see. Okay. So you can write you here was writing. Okay. I was writing a letter. She was writing a letter. He was writing a letter. But if you want to write here they, you can write they were writing a letter. Okay. So if you write here they, you can write they were writing. They were writing a letter. Let's see. Okay, so here is was writing and here is were writing because let's say the subject is plural. Okay, yes, they were writing a letter. And for the same, you know, if you write in the past participle, you write down I had written. You can write I had written. I had written a letter. I had written a letter. Let's see. You can see here, I had written a letter. I had written a letter. Let's see here is had written. Okay. I wrote a letter. I was writing a letter. They were writing a letter, but I had written a letter. And you can see here, we had written a letter. He had written a letter. You can say they had written a letter. That is same. And if you want to use the past perfect continuous, then you can say I had been, let's say, writing a letter. I had been writing a letter. Let's see. You can see here, had been writing. I had been writing a letter. So this is the way. So you can write your own sentence using any form of the words, maybe the write, wrote, play, played, speak, spoke. There are some verbs which are irregular. You know, this write and wrote is irregular one. But if you write play, played. Okay, so you work, worked. So that is the regular one. So you can just make sentence like this using simple past, past continuous, past perfect, or past perfect continuous. Yes, these are the sentences. Well, my dear students, so we have discussed the different structure of, let's say, the the tense. Now let's go to exercise C, and in this exercise now you are going to choose the correct verb forms to complete these sentences. Here you are given the verbs in the brackets and you have to choose the correct form of the verb. Okay, looking at the, let's say, the situation. My father, let's see, published, was published, had published. Okay, this book last year. When? Last year. Please look at the here the time. Last year. So whether my father published, was publishing, or had published, can you please tell me? What is the right option or the correct answer for, let's say, this sentence, my father? Is it published, was publishing, or had published? See the time? Last year, last month, last week, okay? Or let's say 5 years ago. If there is a, let's say, this past, okay, the time adverbs, let's see the past, okay? Last week, last month, last year. So you have to use which form of the verb? Of course, that is, as you have said, very good, published, okay? My father published this book last year. This last year is the past form of the verb, past adverbs. So you can use there published. My father published. Let's have a look at the second. Please read first carefully. She was washing, washed, had washed her clothes when I called her. Please, what is happening there? You called and something was happening there. Okay, so she was washing or washed or had washed her clothes when I called her. So something was happening there. Okay, and what do you say then? Is it was washing or washed or had washed? What is your guess? Please choose the right guess. Let me tell you one example if you are not sure. Okay, when I entered the classroom, my students were dancing, let's say. Okay, my students were doing their classwork. Okay, so now please guess. She was washing, washed, or had washed? Very good. She was washing her clothes when I called her. So the right answer for this is she was washing. Okay, she was washing her clothes when I called her. That is the perfect answer. So let's have a look at another one. I, okay, had already finished, was already finished, finishing, or already finished my work when my friends came to meet me. What do you think? Okay, what do you choose the option here for this one? You know, I can give you similar example, right? So you can guess for this one too. As we have already discussed, okay, the thief had run away, or the thief had already run away before the policeman came. Okay, what do you see there? The patient had already died. You discussed earlier. The patient had already died before the doctor came. So the similar case is here. I had already finished, was already finishing, already finished my work when my friends came to meet me. What do you think? Very good. So I had already finished. Okay, I had already finished my work when my friends came to meet me. Perfect. Okay, Another one is, let's see, I saw her sister while I was going, went, or had gone to school. This is similar to the previous example. We have just, practiced. I saw her sister while I... What is your answer? Please guess. Very good. So, while I was going to the school, right? I saw her sister while I was going to school. Yes, you can say, okay? Here the two action is happening. I saw her sister while I was going to school. You can say, right? As we already said, when I arrived home, my mother was cooking, my father was cooking, okay? So when I saw her sister, I saw her sister while I was going to school. And next one, we were hearing or had heard a strange noise, didn't we? Let's see. What is there? This is something happened in the past, okay? We heard or were hearing or had heard a strange noise. And look at the tag, question tag, didn't we? So what do we need here? Please tell me your correct answer. Yes, you are right. Okay, we heard a strange noise, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, so the right answer for this is we heard a strange noise, didn't we? And what about this? He was doing, did or had done homework when I went to meet him at his house. Okay, this is similar to earlier example. What was he doing? Yes, he was doing homework when I went to meet him at his house. He was doing something, okay? So what was he doing? He was doing homework. So your answer is he was doing homework when I went to meet him at his house. Right answer. That is the correct answer. And for this one, her husband was coming or had come home last night. Yes, we said last night, okay? Last week, last month, last year, okay? Or few days ago, let's say, right? If these are, let's say, this sort of the time action, okay, in the past, so you can say her husband, yes, her husband came home last night, right? Her husband came home last night, okay? My mother called me yesterday, all right? You can say, my mother called me yesterday. I went to the temple yesterday. Yes, okay? So you can say like this. And here, I did not see, had not seen, was not seeing you yesterday. Where were you? So what do you think? Is it I did not see, I had not seen, I was not seeing you yesterday. Where were you? So what is your answer? Please check. I tried to meet you, okay? I tried to meet you yesterday, but I didn't see anywhere, okay? I didn't see you anywhere yesterday. Where were you? Okay, you can ask like this. I didn't see you, right? I didn't see you yesterday. Where were you? This is for exercise, or I mean, yet. And next one, let's see. They went, they was going, they had gone home after they had finished their work. What do you think? Is that they went, or they was going, or they had gone home after they had finished their work? Please tell me your answer. What is your answer? Right. So your answer for this is they. Very good. They went home after they had finished their work. They went home after they had finished their work. That is the correct answer for this one. And let's see. The music suddenly stopped while what? He danced or was dancing or had danced. What is your answer? The music suddenly stopped while he was dancing, right? While he was dancing. So in this way, you have completed the exercises given in your textbook to choose the correct form of the verb given in the brackets to make the appropriate use of the past tense. Well, my dear students, if so, let's watch a short video again, okay? I'll show you a short video and this makes you rather clear, okay? Clear about the use of the past tense. Let's have a look, okay?
Am and was, are and were, do and did, go and went, eat and ate, have and had. Please check your spelling. Please check your spelling. Listen, listened, look and looked, walk and walked, play and played, paint and painted, watch and watched. Please add ed. Please add ed. Chat and chatted, clap and clapped, skip and skipped, hop and hopped, pat and patted, stop and stopped. Please add T or P. Please add T or P. Tidy, tidied, dry and dried, try and tried, fry and fried, study, studied, cry and cried. Please add IED. No, why IED. Give and gave, sing and sang, drink and drank, swim and swam, draw and drew, ride and rode. Please change the vowel. Please change the.
Wonderful, my dear students. You might have enjoyed a lot, right? There is the use of, let's say, the present and the past form of the verb, okay? How present, all right, form of the verb changes into past form with somewhere ed and somewhere that y changing into ied, right? So somewhere there is double consonant, right? So how they are changed from present to past. So you have to be pretty sure to use the past tense, using those verbs. All right. After discussing a lot about this past tense, are you not interested to play a quiz for a while? Yes, I do guess that you are now ready to play quiz for a while. So let's go to play a quiz and let me check how far you have understood, right? So let's see the first one, please. The film that I saw last night. Okay, so which one is the correct form of the verb in this sentence? The film that I saw last night. Can you please choose the correct form of the verb? Either enjoy, enjoying, or enjoyed. So what is the correct form of the verb there? Perfect. So yes, enjoyed. I enjoyed the film that I saw last night is the correct form of the verb in this sentence. That is the right answer. Let's see the second one. John me to move my furniture. Is it help or helped or helping? Tell me please. John helped or helped or helping. Which one is the past form of the verb there? Very good. So your answer is John helped me to move my furniture. Okay, that is the past one. John helped me to move my furniture. All right, that is the correct answer. What about this? Now please, your turn. I begged before we left. Is it checked, checked, or had checked? I checked, or I had checked back before we left. What is your answer? What do you do? Very good. So your answer is I checked back before we left. Okay, so that is the correct answer for 3. And let's see this one. When I arrived, they ate, had eaten, or were eating. So what is your answer? When I arrived, they... Excellent. They were eating. They were eating. Okay, when I arrived, they were eating something. And last but not the least, the vacation already before my arrival. Is it planned or had planned? What is your answer? They? Is it planned or had planned? Plan is not. So tell me, either A or C. Which one is correct answer? Very good. So they had planned the vacation already before my arrival. Yes, my dear students, we discussed the different use of, the past tense in our class. I believe you have better understood the different, the use of past tense. Right? We got to know the use of past tense in different contexts, in different situations, using simple past, past progressive, past participle, right, in different situations. So, with this, we have come to the end of our class, and what I would like to assign you is, please, you can write a short paragraph about your memories of childhood days using past tense, and show it to your teacher, right? How you were, what you used to do, right? You can use the past tense to describe about your childhood. So with this, we have come to the end of our class for today. I do appreciate for your active participation throughout the class. We'll be meeting in the next lesson. Till then, I would like to say namaste and goodbye.